For more on Snap, let's bring in Laurel Hoy, Hargrave's Lansdowne equity analyst. Nice to see you. What's your headline here?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, just as you pointed out, the revenue miss was certainly disappointing. And I think it sort of confirmed fears that this environment that we're seeing, ad spending is slowing, and it's getting much more challenging for these social media companies to get advertisers to spend with them. Snap's always been one of the smaller players, but certainly very scrappy. And I think we saw average revenue per user also drop, which is definitely not a good thing.
What sort of edge does Snap have in this sort of environment?
Yeah, so I mean, there are a couple of benefits, of course. First of all, being a smaller player, you're a little bit nimbler. You've got a little bit more kind of space to fill there. But Snap's really pushed towards this virtual reality, augmented reality technology. And they've really kind of made a name for themselves in expanding those different types of filters. They recently rolled out sort of try-on filters to kind of entice brands to use their filters so that people can try clothes on virtually before ordering them online. And those are all big advantages for Snap. And then the audience is another big advantage. So the majority of their viewers are young people, and that's, a gold mine in this world. It's very hard to get people's attention. So those are definitely positives for Snap. But unfortunately, we're seeing kind of things slow down a little bit growth-wise, and that's going to hurt their spending budget. And that's a big problem when it comes to building out this augmented reality. A big part of the investment case with Snap is that they're promising, the technology of the future, the internet of the future. And if they can't spend to develop that stuff, that's going to be a problem for shareholders who've been sort of waiting around for that for quite a long time.
Laura, how big of a problem is TikTok for Snap? You mentioned the fact that that younger user base is so important. An issue, though, is that people are simply picking TikTok over Snap, and we're looking at these daily active users, expecting a bit of growth here for the third quarter, but nothing here that's blowing anyone out of the water.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So, TikTok is a problem for all the social media giants. They're gaining speed quickly, and it's something that's made the industry a lot more crowded. And for Snap as well as Facebook, that's a big problem moving forward. I think Snap does have the edge as far as kind of making these brand partnerships and pushing forward with those sort of filters for now, but it's only a matter of time. TikTok's sort of doing the same thing in the same space. So that's the trouble with social media. People are fickle, and you never know how quickly their attention can change.
And some of the other things they're rolling out, this Snap Plus at $3.99 a month with some exclusive features, not entirely clear what those are. And then coming to desktop, and some feel competing or trying to compete with Zoom. Are those likely to change the story for Snap?
For right now, I have to say it's not going to be something that's going to move the needle in the near term. Anything like that, it's going to take time and money to build out. There haven't been a whole lot of details about what exactly this premium feature will entail. So it's hard to say whether or not it looks like a feature that will be able to draw people in and get them to pay. Obviously, there are so many other free options out there. So it will have to be something that's really enticing to their particular market. But with that said, any subscription service, if you can get it off the ground and you're able to grow the users, you're seeing huge improvements in profit. So if they can get that up and running, and off the ground, then it would certainly help to pad profits, particularly as we're worried about ad spend. So if we see advertisers start to pull back on their budgets and maybe funnel money away from platforms like Snapchat to kind of a wider reach, we've seen Amazon come out with their own advertising segment, and you might see, but as budgets are getting stretched, people start kind of going for the safer bet rather than maybe a smaller service like Snap. So having a subscription service to kind of pad things would definitely be a benefit. But, as I said, it will take time to build that out, and, the damage might have been done by then.
And as we look at the daily active user growth, obviously we saw growth in Europe and the US, but most of the growth actually came from the rest of the world. What sort of opportunities do you see for Snap outside of those markets?
Yeah, so certainly, rest of world is a growth opportunity. We've seen penetration kind of start to slow considerably in these massive markets like the US and Europe. But the only kind of issue with rest of world is you're starting from a much lower base as far as average revenue per user. So while it's obviously great to continue growing, it's something that, again, will take time to kind of build up and bring the money through the door.
We're certainly seeing those losses for Snap accelerating after that report, down almost 30% right now. A big thank you to our guest, Laura Hoy. Thank you so much for joining us.